So, Jonathan, I heard you are a man of movies. I want to play a game. For weeks, you have reviewed the Saw films, and hardly ever did you show mercy to them. Well, now, you will beg for it. You have until the end of the video to rank each and every one of them from worst to best, or else I will unsubscribe from your channel. Live or die. Make your choice.
Weird. But I like your reasoning. Let's get into it, guys. Coming in at last place for me is Saw 3D, or Saw the Final Chapter. This is where the story went to crap. Not only was it convoluted, confusing, and overall a mess and horrible production quality, but this is where you have the infamous pink blood, torture scenes that really add nothing to the story or are just generally bad. The acting here is the worst. Coming in at number 8 is Saw 5. It's not as bad as Saw 3D, but it is very bad. This is very melodramatic and boring and slow and convenient at points. You have Strom and Hoffman who don't give a crap about their role in this movie and just phone it in the game, trying to teach the message of working together because humans are selfish. So one note and superficial. That's the best way I can explain this movie. Coming in at number 7 is Saw 4. And I wouldn't say this is necessarily a bad film. Scratch that, this is a bad film. But what I'm trying to say is that it is the most forgettable out of the bunch. You got Detective Riggs, who had a very minuscule role in the other films, come in now, star front and center, and he has to go through this game where he's kind of just doing tasks. He's going from point A, he has to do something, then point B, he has to do something, point C, he has to do something. It's done in such a lackluster way that I did not care for it whatsoever. Now coming in at number 6, and it might be a hot take because I have seen so many people say great things about this film, but it wasn't for me and I thought it was pretty bad. Saw 2 was a film coming off the back of one of the best horror films of all time. And instead of being a psychological thriller where it added this reflective element, it just tried to gross you out most of the time. Granted, the twist in the end is the second best twist in the whole franchise. The movie having these group of people in this abandoned house going through different objectives to try and get out, while at the same time having Donnie Wahlberg's detective character and the police officers with Tobin Bell's Jigsaw, who has just been captured, trying to talk to him, get in his head, and we find out more about him. It's not the worst movie, but I just didn't like how it lacks development and an overall captivation for the story. Coming in at number 5 is Jigsaw, and that might be a hot take because I've seen some other rankings where Jigsaw is always very low in the list, but I thought this one was not so bad. This one is 7 years after the last one. It felt like it wanted to reboot the franchise while also holding near and dear to what worked. But what happened was that execution was very sloppy and very messy. While I do like the idea of the twist, the fact that you want me to believe that Jigsaw, aka John Kramer, was alive this whole time after we saw him die and then reveal the twist at the very end of the movie, I was out of it already. I wish that there were more aspects within the film that didn't feel as bland as they did, even though I can also say it is the scariest Saw film out of all of them in my opinion. My number 4 pick is Saw 6. I was so shocked after I saw Saw 6. Saw 6? I guess that's right, but after watching that 6th film, I was surprised at how much I liked it. The game with this insurance broker, and you really start to feel the internal conflict of what it means to be hypocritical and how that affects other people. The traps here, this is my favorite game. This is my favorite set of traps with the carnival theme. Man, what an inspired Saw film. And at the end, when you get to see what Hoffman has to go through to prove himself, I had 2 thumbs up and was up of my seat going, yes, 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 this is what I want. This is what I like. What a shame that the next film would be the worst in Saw 3D. Rounding up my top 3 is Spiral. And for those people that have seen my review, I did go in on this movie. I was very harsh in this movie, and I hold true to a lot of the things that I said about it. But after watching this movie a second time in the movie theaters, wow. This movie's really fun. If you go into this with lowered expectations, expecting already what's going to happen, what you're not going to like, and what you're gonna like on a big screen with a crowd of people, this film is an experience. And yeah, the characters are not the best. Yeah, the acting is pretty bad, and the twist is arguably one of the worst of the whole franchise. But I think that Chris Rock, as cartoonish as he comes off, is my second favorite character in the franchise, and he brought his own flair to the character and to the story. People say it doesn't feel like Saw. I'm with you. But unlike Jigsaw, this movie executed it well. I did not need it to feel like Saw. It was Spiral, and it did it well in my opinion. My runner-up is Saw 3. Yeah, there are some elements here that suck, but this is a great film, guys. The overarching message of forgiveness, of Jigsaw teaching his victim that it's not the ultimate torture that he might be going through, but the hatred in his heart that he will keep for the rest of his life that will lead to his death, and he needs to get rid of that. What an emotional journey his victim goes here, and Tobin Bell is amazing in this movie as he is clearly dying, and he has Dr. Lin trying to help, Amanda, who's his new apprentice, looking up to him as a father figure. And in very predictable fashion, my favorite Saw film is Saw, the one that started it all, the most original horror movie I have seen in years, and to think I only saw it a month and a half ago. This is not a torture porn movie, guys. This is not necessarily scary. This is a psychological drama with horrific elements thrown in. This story of a guy that wants to teach people a lesson, a guy that wants people to be grateful for their life because he is having his life being taken away from him from cancer. Come on. How amazing of an original story is that? And then that twist. Wow. That twist that will live in infamy as one of the greatest horror film twists of all time.
You have played the game and have successfully escaped with your life. So many people are ungrateful as they watch a movie and mock it, make fun of it, and throw it away, never to be seen again. But life is precious, and the moments in life are meant to be appreciated. All I want is for you to appreciate the moments you had, the good, the bad, the ugly, to know that it wasn't worthless, to know that there was a spot for each of these films in your life, and you have proven this with your ranking. You are who you say you are, a man of movies.
Well, that's pretty good. I'm happy with that at least. Now, I know this is not your ranking and you will have very different opinions than I do. Comment those opinions down below. What ones shocked you on my list and what does your list look like? Let me know in the comment section below. But like always, like this video, share this video with family and friends, and subscribe to my channel. Till next time, movie fans.